If your portfolio is making new all-time highs right now, let me know in the comment section down below so that I can copy you. All jokes aside though, man, this market is extremely frustrating. It is extremely frustrating. Not that long ago, some of us was laughing all the way to the bank, myself included. Take a look at this. So August 12th, I posted this. The portfolio is making all kinds of gains right now. All kinds of gains. I was laughing all the way to the bank. And if you guys have been watching my videos for a long time, I sometimes mention how it's best to celebrate alone and not celebrate with others. And I decided to share that my portfolio is making new all-time highs. Now, that kind of cooled down. My portfolio kind of stopped and it's kind of trading sideways right now, but that's what happens when you want to talk about your portfolio is making new all-time highs, because the market has a way of humbling all of us. It really does. And right now in the market, people do not want to hold. People are trading these coins all over the place. People are literally hopping from one narrative to the next. One day it's AI, next day it's RWA, next day it's finance. Like, people are literally all over the place. And it's not like they are trading these coins with fresh capital. Oh no, they're selling something to buy something else. All right, no fresh money is coming in. They're selling one coin, even if it's their high conviction coin, to buy the next hype thing. So the question is, should you do the same? I mean, if everyone else is doing it, why shouldn't you do it? Because no one wants to hold it, right? The hold mentality seems to be dead right now. But is it really? That's what I'm going to discuss in today's video. I'm also going to talk about coins that I believe everyone should be paying very close attention to. This is a video you do not want to miss. That is for sure. But remember, nothing here is financial advice. Hey, I could always be wrong. Make sure you guys do your own research. Now, real quick before I get into things, for anyone looking for a great crypto exchange, check out my link to BTCC. You get 10% bonus on first-time deposits, extra bonuses up to $10,000. It requires no VPN, no KYC. If you're someone that trades using leverage, you get to use up to 500x leverage. The link will be in my description down below for anyone that's interested. Now, the first thing that we need to do is discuss why people are trading instead of holding these coins long term. You see, a lot of investors have PTSD. The beginning of 2025 was extremely rough. These coins came crashing all the way down. A lot of investors got wiped out, down 75% in their portfolio, down 95% in their portfolio. So they're like, why would I even hold these coins anymore? Like, what is the point? Like, there's just not enough liquidity in the space. Way too many coins already got destroyed. My portfolio got destroyed, so I'm not going to hold anymore. Even though everybody knows that holding goes a long way, because when you think about like Bitcoin, the people that was able to hold during the tough times ended up making life-changing returns. But people don't want to hear about that. All they think about is this present moment. What happened to me 6 months ago, I don't want it to happen to me again. So I'm going to hop from one coin to the next. But the thing is, we also know that most traders fail. I think the stats is something like 95% of traders fail. They lose money. All right. Even though you know this, people are still going to be, trying to trade, trying to make that swing trade. But you got to ask yourself, why did your portfolio go down as much as it did at the beginning of the year? What type of coins were you holding? Because some of you were holding random coins, random dog coins, random cat coins. And the reason why you are probably holding those random coins is because someone on X or YouTube probably convinced you that you're holding the next Dogecoin. If you were that easy to be convinced, then you don't love your money. That's all I'm going to say. You do not love your money, right? Or if you're someone that's buying these coins at crazy all-time highs, because I see it in the comments section all the time. Some of you are like, oh, what do you think about this coin? What do you think about that coin? And then I go to check the coin, and the coin already did like a 50x or something crazy, right? And I'm like, why are you even interested in that coin? It already went parabolic. Leave that coin alone and look for the next opportunity. Right here is an OM mantra chart, right? Take a look at this. This is disgusting, right? This thing was at $9. Right now it's sitting at 21 cents. It crashed completely. And some of you watching this probably bought this thing at the all-time high because someone probably made a video saying, hey, this thing is going to continue to run, and you listen to it. And this is what happens when you don't conduct proper research. Your portfolio gets completely wiped out. And I don't want this to happen to any of you. So be careful with your coin selection. Love your money. All right. Love your money more than you love your favorite YouTuber or your favorite person on X. Now, going back to the hold mentality and if it's dead or not. I definitely do not believe that it is dead. The only thing is people need a reason to hold, all right? When you think about something like XRP, people had a reason to hold XRP. XRP was doing good things, but also the whole thing with the SEC, everyone knew that if that thing got settled, the likelihood of XRP taking off was extremely high because the price action had been suppressed for such a long period of time. So investors had a reason to hold something like XRP. All right, other coins as well. Investors had a reason to hold something like Bitcoin. So keep that in mind when it comes to investing in something and diamond holding it. Investors need a reason to hold. The community needs to be extremely solid. You guys need to understand this, this crypto space is all about community. As long as the community is there and people have a reason to hold, you're going to make a killing in this space, an absolute killing. I strongly believe that, but you do have to have patience. And you guys hear me talk about patience all the time. You got to have patience. If you're trying to get the next BNB, the next XRP, the next Ethereum, like you have to have patience. It's going to go a long way. But some of you is probably wondering, where should you be looking right now at this present time? Well, the first thing that I need to talk about is coins like Hyperliquid and Launchpads and stuff like that. That is a pretty big thing right now. Right now, there's like a serious battle going on between Pump Fund and like Bonk Fund and stuff like that. Like, man, the battle is insane. Like manipulation is happening on a lot of their coins. People are actually vamping a lot of their meme coins. Like, it's kind of interesting. But something like Hyperliquid is going to do fantastic things this bull cycle. And I know all of you know about Hyperliquid. And if you don't know about Hyperliquid, you need to look into it, right? This thing is sitting at an $18.6 billion market cap. And I can guarantee you that this thing is about to enter the top 10. It will definitely enter the top 10 on CoinMarketCap. All right, so this is the first place where you guys need to look. Now, what's good about Hyperliquid, or what's very interesting about Hyperliquid, is the fact that when it came onto the scene, it actually did not even really crash. It pulled back a bit, but it did not crash. I want you guys to take a look at the charts, right? And this shows significant strength. This shows what people are willing to hold, what people are actually willing to diamond hold. All right, so it came out all the way back here. So this chart goes back to the end of November 2024. $7 went all the way up to $34, had a nice retracement back down to pretty much $7, but typically that's what ends up happening. When a coin launches, it goes parabolic 9 times out of 10. You're going to see the retracement down to pretty much where it initially launched, right? And then it just took off, right? So people are laughing all the way to the bank with Hyperliquid. So this is the first place where you guys need to look, but you also need to understand that this thing, holy smokes, this thing is still making all-time highs. So I would not get into something like Hyperliquid right at this moment, all right? Because it is at all-time highs. We're not trying to buy these coins at all-time highs, but what I want you guys to do is set your alerts, all right? Set alerts, or set limit buy orders. All right, so for example, Hyperliquid, this chart needs to be broken up. It's just way too perfect, right? If you could get Hyperliquid at $30, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but if you could get Hyperliquid somewhere at $27 to $30, that is a great entry price if you ask me. All right, so set your alerts. If you're not setting your alerts, you're not trying to make money in this space, right? Because you don't want to be caught off guard, right? Set your alerts. That's the first thing that you need to do. Now, another thing that I think you guys need to, another coin that you guys need to take a look at is something like Pump Fund. A lot of people is comparing Pump Fund to Hyperliquid. Personally, I don't think that's a great comparison. Pump Fund, they're doing a whole bunch of different things. It almost feels like they're trying to figure out exactly which direction they want to go, because at the beginning of the year, they were really, not the beginning of the year, like the last couple months, they were really like backing their meme coins. There are certain specific meme coins. If you guys watch my meme coin videos, you know which meme coins I'm talking about. But they were really backing specific meme coins, and those meme coins were really taking off. And during the middle, literally during the middle of those meme coins really just starting to explode, they decided to like focus their attention elsewhere and start to focus on streaming, right? So what ended up happening was those meme coins start to pull back, the streaming coins start to take off, but now the streaming coins are starting to pull back as well. So I think that they need to really, zoom in on the exact direction that they need to go. Like when you think about something like Amazon, for example, they were just completely focused on one specific area. Like they're focused on books. And after they realized that the books had like kind of peaked, right? They had done all that they could for books. They decide to pivot, right? And that's when they got into everything else. And Amazon is doing fantastic, obviously. Okay. I feel like Pump Fund needs to do the same, but I feel like they're going to get it done. And also the community around Pump Fund, if you actually pay attention, is pretty darn massive. Even though a lot of people say Pump Fund is a scam and all that sorts of stuff, like I tell you guys, I ignore the noise, right? Because I initially got into this somewhere in the $1 billion market cap. Right now it's sitting at $2.5 billion market cap, but it did pull back, which is absolutely great. This is actually a buy opportunity. Let's take a look here. Wowzers, right? This is disgusting. This is the daily time frame. Let's switch over to the 4-hour time frame here on the pump token, because I feel like this could pull back a little bit more. Actually, I feel like pump could come down to maybe like 0.00, I don't know, maybe 6. Let's take a look at this. It's still in this bullish momentum on this chart. So the first area where I would look, again, set your alerts, 0.0065. I'll look to get in Pump Fund around this area if you're not already in Pump Fund. And then the next target will be somewhere around here, which is around 0.005. Right, so these are the two areas where I would look to get into pump. But again, the last thing you want to do is wake up and see a wick down like this on Pump Fund, and you're like, oh my gosh, I missed that after the thing wicked straight back up. We see it time and time again, right? You don't want to be caught off guard. Set your limit orders if you are interested in getting into something like Pump Fund, okay? Because I think the potential here is pretty darn massive. Now, the next coin that I feel like everyone should be paying attention to is something like Say. The reason why I'm talking about Say, and I've covered Say multiple times on my video, but I want you guys to take in something right here. See, there's a lot of news that keeps circulating around Say, and for some reason it goes unnoticed, is what I kind of feel like. But here's one of the latest, okay? So Crypto.com teams up with Say Network for institutional custody solutions. Crypto.com, for those of you that don't know, actually not that long ago teamed up with like Trump's team, okay, like World Liberty Finance and stuff like that, right? So Crypto.com is making big moves, and now they have teamed up with Say. Like, guys, these sorts of things cannot be ignored. Say's price has been what looks like suppressed for such a long time. Eventually, it's going to rally. Now, if we come back over here to the charts, let's see, Say's chart sitting at 32 cents, okay? Let's see, a bullish momentum was actually just fired yesterday on Say for this indicator. You guys can find that down below if you're interested, right? But Say, nowhere near its all-time highs. And look at where the bottom is for Say. So really take this in. And this is ultimately what I mean by knowing where you guys are buying these coins. So the bottom for Say was about 13 cents, and this was back in April. You probably won't see anything like these levels anytime soon, because not unless we get like, I don't know, something that's going to scare the world or something, right? So you probably won't see these levels. I would look to get, Say, somewhere around 27 cents if you can. Again, set your limit buy orders if you want to get into Say, because Say can do some fantastic things, okay? Now, the last one that I want to cover here, and it's another one that I've talked about on my channel. It's going to be Aerodrome. You guys need to understand what's going on. Coinbase is coming out with its own coin. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up here real quick for you guys, so you can see what I mean. Coinbase is coming out with a coin. So Base coin, let's see what happens. News, so Base coin launch, a long planned open secret. Base coin issue. Yeah, Coinbase is coming out with a coin, and something like this cannot be ignored. I strongly believe that Coinbase and its entire ecosystem, right? So either the Base meme coins, this Base coin itself, Aerodrome is going to definitely benefit from something like that. I strongly believe that. And let's see, in the last 7 days, Aerodrome is down 2.84%. We first got into this thing at what, 60 something cents? I think 68 cents or something like that. Went on a decent run, nothing to really brag about. I took some profits, and the reason why I took profits is because anything can happen in this space. The last thing I want is another mantra situation to happen, right? So yeah, even though I think aerodrome is far from pulling a mantra, but yeah, you need to have something base in your portfolio. I would look at Pump, I would look at Sui as well, I would look at Say as well also, right? These are sorts of coins that I believe people is going to make some good returns on. Now, some investors are like, oh, well, these coins are sitting at like $1 billion market cap. I want something with a much cheaper market cap. Okay, well, let me ask you this question right here, okay? Ethereum barely moved this cycle. It's probably up like what, maybe 2x or something like that in the last like 2 months, or I don't know. Ethereum's barely moved. That's the point, right? But would you rather hold a coin that's barely moved, or would you rather hold a coin like a random dog or cat coin that has you down 75, 95% in your portfolio? I'm pretty sure a lot of you would have rather bought and held Ethereum instead of that random dog or cat coin, right? Because your portfolio at least would be at even instead of down, right? So you got to think about that. These are coins, when you're talking about coins that in $1 billion market cap area and got like strong fundamentals and stuff, these are coins where you can actually size position if you have the money. You can actually size into these position. There's no need to always chase the next 100x, because you go into something with size, then a 2x, a 3, 4, 5x is good money if you went in with size. But yeah, at the end of the day, look, nothing here is financial advice. Do whatever makes you guys feel comfortable. But the last thing I want is anyone to have regrets at the end of this bull cycle. Stop chasing random coins and know that if you're going to hold a coin, people need a reason to actually hold. People aren't just going to hold just for the sake of holding. All right, but that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Check out a few of the links down below. And until next time, take care.